Whoa! Hey, I'm here. I'm there. Oh, I'm everywhere. Hey, I'm your host. We're going to get on with our show in just a minute. I'm going to bring you out a special guest tonight. We are her and I just getting to know each other. But I'll be honest, she's one of the very few people that if she was not engaged and I was not married, that I'd be sending love letters to every week, maybe daily. But anyway, you notice I got rid of the Santa Claus look. So I'm kind of slick. Been painting today. You know, retired folks are always working on something. And we're going to go right ahead and talk about New Orleans Paranormal Society. And what they do down in New Orleans, they give tours. They do not give a tour where they put you in front of a haunted location and say, this is a haunted location. This house is haunted. This hotel is haunted. They don't do that kind of thing. They take you in the building, give you a piece of equipment, and put a ghost in front of you. Here is their address and phone number. If you're going down to New Orleans, go on down there, contact them, and they will give you a very haunted experience. The Andrew Jackson Hotel is one place they go into. They've got a closet there that only they can get into, and it's right below the most haunted room in the hotel. And you will be put in there with pieces of equipment, and the ghost will mess with you. If you don't say anything bad about them, it'll be in a friendly way. Do not go in there and taunt the ghost in New Orleans. There's been talk about people being forced to throw up or leave the tours. So it is a paranormal experience. If you dare go on the most haunted cities in America, these are the people to contact. New Orleans Paranormal Society, address and phone number right there. You can freeze the video. They are also doing the New Orleans Paracon, which will start July 31st, August 1st and 2nd of this coming summer. Go ahead and roll that Paracon footage, please. Now they still got the $300 packaging for two people. Which how many Paracons can you go to where you get a room for 2 nights, and you get a package deal with investigations for $300 for 2 people? Those are almost sold out. That offer will only be open probably till the 1st of March. So if you want to get that deal, you better hop to it. Contact them or you can look at NewOrleansParacon.com and see all the details and go ahead and reserve those tickets. Our very own electronic Terry Brown will be doing a tour of, and she will be ghost hunting with you if you buy that package, the famous Voodoo House. It's actually a slave quarters behind the Voodoo House there. I have been there 4 times now, 3 or 4 times. The spirits there are active. You will get a paranormal experience. And when Lecriana goes in there, leading a tour of people wanting a paranormal experience, I guarantee you she'll give you one because she has abilities and the spirits there love to communicate with you. That's another place you don't talk to spirits. They will react badly to mistreatment. So you go in there, be nice, they'll be nice. As you saw, there will be members of the Catholic Church. If you have problems, if you need a blessing before or after, there will be people available to help you out with that. We will be announcing another gift March 1st. That's Sunday. I'm not sure who has got a show on Sunday on All Access Network TV, but I'm going to talk to Christopher and Jen. We may break into a show to make that announcement. And of course, I will be talking about it on my Thursday show. I think I know who it is, but until March 1st. All right. We are going to bring in our guest, tell you a little something about her. She's had paranormal experiences since she was 5. She grew up on an Indian burial ground in rural Illinois. From 10-foot tall black figures with red eyes, that's interesting, in the woods, to seeing an extraterrestrial gray behind some bushes. I was hiding in the bushes, huh? I didn't know I had gifts until way later in life. After I died in 2008, oh, you died. Okay. They got stronger, and I didn't understand them. I've always loved the paranormal, but I had no idea how intertwined it was in her life until it came out of the paranormal closet in 2023. She's part of the Spire Paranormal team and investigates any chance she gets. She's also a Reiki master, sound healer, and loves doing expos. Hey, you're a busy person. Let's bring on out Jessiy Hawthorne.
Hey, I see there's some friends of mine and Spire teammates in the comment section. So, hey, guys. That's funny.
I see Blaine Rohan is in there. He is actually going to be on my show in March.
Oh, cool. Nice. I don't think I've met him yet. The name sounds familiar, though.
Yeah, he's going March 12th.
Okay.
So I'm looking forward to having Blaine on the show. Everybody saying hello to everybody. Michael Assett is saying hello to you.
Yep. Oh, I know Sandra too, and I saw Ed's in here too. I saw him comment.
So we got a pretty good group in there. Gwen dropped in and said hello. She's the normal producer. Tonight we're having to put up with Sean. Dang, whatever.
Yeah, I saw him pop in for a second.
Woo! The wolf.
Oh, Jay. Hey, Jay.
Oh, JD Hill.
Mm-hmm. He's actually the first person that interviewed me. He's how I came out of the paranormal closet back in 2023. Everybody tells me I should coin that term because it, like, I don't know why, it just made sense to me because I was always into the paranormal, but not publicly, so I came out of the closet.
Well, I you can say I kind of come out of the closet. I did not do it really publicly when I lived in Georgia. I was born and raised in Georgia, by the way.
Okay.
I can get a Southern accent going when I want to. Moved to Chicago, spent 14 years up there and got into the paranormal in Chicago. Investigated with some of the best people in Chicago. Dale Kazmarek. By the way, we did not play my intro. We didn't do that.
That's why I popped in before you started to introduce her, and you just kept going on with her, and I didn't want to interfere.
I wanted to get to know Jessiy. She's got such a beautiful face and a fantastic personality. I wanted to get her in and out, get to know her.
All right,
So go ahead and play it. And Jessiy, look at some of the Chicago references, some of the places I would have been in the intro. Okay, everybody settle down, sit down. That was
I'm sorry, but the door, that was a lot of farting noises going on there. I was laughing at
that. You saw the white lady from Baxter's Grove.
I actually am really good friends with the sister of who took that, Mary. She's married to one of my good friends. Yeah. So I was at Bachelor's Grove with Ed, and we were talking about that, and I was posting about it, and my friend was like, "Hey, my wife's sister took that." I'm like, "What? Oh my God. Holy crap, that's cool." Small world.
Yeah. You saw the white lady with the married couple. That picture was taken in 1863 on their wedding day.
Oh, wow. That's cool.
The reason it's in there is because if you can really look at the white lady and the John and Amelia Humphrey, you will notice it's the same dress.
Mm-hmm.
They look alike facially. That's who it is. And then you saw the picture of Libby May still buried in Bachelor's Grove. That's why.
Okay.
So I figured out there was just 4 or 5 candidates. Nobody else had any real connection to Bachelor's Grove.
Mm-hmm.
But Amelia Humphrey, her firstborn daughter, was buried in Bachelor's Grove and still buried there.
Oh, wow.
Which is why she was coming in there to see her.
That's cool. Yeah, I've only been there one time with Ed. It was my first time. Definitely neat. And like, what's funny though is it gets so much hype. I was seriously expecting to go in like and get all these bad vibes and be really uncomfortable and not want to be there. It was pretty peaceful. The woods, on the other hand, uncomfortable.
Okay, I'll tell you something about the woods. The woods, there's probably maybe a quarter of a mile away from the cemetery.
Mm-hmm.
There was an Indian village that was wiped out.
Yeah.
By another Native American group. And there still is occasionally, there's a few survivors. from that group,
Mm-hmm.
they go back there and meditate with their ancestors
Okay.
at times.
Mm-hmm.
So yes, it is the woods. There was an old battlefield. This is way back before white people got in and got around there.
Right.
So it has nothing to do. It's Indian shamanism, whatever you want to call it.
Yeah. Okay. That makes sense.
So that's what was kind of messing up everything. It's calmed down a lot since they stopped the desecration.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. I can imagine.
Problem.
Mm-hmm.
And it was the local people. The high schoolers, I think it was in their curriculum that they had to go in there and knock over headstones in Bachelor's Grove Cemetery.
Yeah.
To graduate.
Mm-hmm.
And
I've seen pictures of it, like when it still had the sign above, like the when you enter, and that's not there anymore now.
Before that was stolen.
Yeah.
They can't keep a sign there.
I bet.
They put a sign up anywhere, anyhow, bolt it to the fence, they weld it to the fence post, and people still get it and take it down.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I can imagine. People are messed up.
Yes, quite. I spent a lot of time there. I actually spent the night there. Not supposed to. The wife dropped me off at 5 o'clock in the afternoon, and I went into the cemetery. She picked me up at 8 o'clock the next morning by myself. No way, no car, nowhere to go, and no cell phone. If I'd fallen down and broken an ankle, I'd just been laying on the ground. And somebody came back there.
Right. Everybody.
Yeah, Blaine, I'm glad I didn't see them doing it either. Some people I knew had watched some people go back there with a can of spray paint to desecrate it, and just said, "Don't go back there with the can. We will report you. Turn around." And there's Gwen saying, "Hello, Gwen."
Hey, Gwen.
But that's it's nowhere near as haunted as it was before, mainly because I got Libby May, who died at 11 months and 4 days old, by the way. Her rest of her family is buried in a cemetery about 2 miles away.
Oh, okay.
In a town that her father founded.
Mm-hmm.
But the town wasn't founded to the mid to late part of the 1860s. I think it was just after, right at the end and just after the Civil War. And the cemetery wasn't set up for burials till 1869. So when Libby May died in 1865, they put her in the Patrick plot, which just so happens to be the second largest plot in Bachelor's Grove. You're familiar with the big headstone in the back.
Yeah.
It says child. That's the largest plot because that comes forward quite a bit.
Mm-hmm.
That's the largest plot in the cemetery. The Patrick plot, you walk in the gate and you see. Were you there? How long ago were you there?
Last year, May.
Okay, you see where the stump was cut down from the double tree?
Yeah. Right
in front of that stump is where the Patrick plot is.
Oh, okay.
You saw the 2 stones sitting there? Mm-hmm. That if you looked on the top one, it's got Patrick's name on it.
Okay.
And that's where Libby May is buried.
Okay. Noted. Ed said we're going to be going back soon, so.
Okay. Go back there and say hello, Libby May. Now, don't bother carrying meters.
Oh, no. Yeah, I don't really use like EMF meters. We did have like a REM pod type of device, and then spirit box, and then I use dowsing rods.
Dowsing rods work. Spirit box, of course, works about anywhere.
Mm-hmm.
I've got a special K2 meter that Libby May like to play with. It had a temperature probe on it. Mm-hmm. And she would touch it and make it go off.
Oh, okay.
She would play tunes with it. So that's how I got to know her. And I actually got where she could get her where she could talk, and she could. She followed me home a couple of times, and yes, it's nothing like being woke up at 4 o'clock in the morning when your wife's got to get up and go to work the next morning. And with a child, when you don't have children, a child looking down the hallway outside your bedroom.
Oh, God. I always try to make sure nothing follows me home.
I was trying not to be rude. I mean, it was a child spirit. But my wife woke up and she said, Amelia, come get your child out of my house. I have to go to work. And then Amelia opens up a portal over our bed in our bedroom, comes out of the portal, grabs Libby Mae by the arm, and snatches her back up through the portal.
Oh, wow. Did you see this like with your eyes?
Yes.
Oh, that's cool.
And the only problem with a portal is that when you have something open, it doesn't make all that much noise.
Yeah.
But then when it closes all of a sudden, you've got all that air coming in. Bang. And it sounded like a sonic boom. Boom. Wow. I thought a transformer exploded. But then I realized, okay, the power is still on. It was just her closing the portal that made the noise. And we didn't have too much trouble with Libby Mae following me home anymore. So that's my history of Baxter's Grove. That house you saw me with my arms crossed, that is the Allen house here in Arkansas.
Okay.
Down in Monticello. I don't know if you've heard of that place or not.
No, I don't think so.
Look it up if you want to hear a kind of a sad love story.
Yeah, I'll look that up later.
But it's too long for me to get into here. But I contacted the major spirit there a couple of times.
I'll look that up later.
All right, you want to see if you can get down to New Orleans if you can. It's going to be fun. Lee's going to have a ball down there leading tours into the voodoo shop. And you saw that lineup.
Yeah. I love Sam. I've met him twice. He's cool.
Most of those people are cool.
I haven't been able to meet John Zaffis or Patty Negri yet. My one of my friends, he actually just had Patty Negri at like a little event in Minnesota last month, I think. It was in December.
Cool.
Wow, now it's February. Wow. Time is just flying.
Yes, it is. It is. Always flies when you're having fun.
Right. And as you get older, my mom always told me that, and I thought she was full of it, and no, she wasn't.
Blaine, that's one thing you can do with the spirits. I mean, if they got time to moan and make things creak, they got time to grab a broom or a mop. There you go. Just walk around rattling chains or something, grab a broom or mop or scrub brush. Hey, here, I'll put in work putting up siding. We're residing our house too.
Okay.
It's bad when you kind of just got a guy helping you doing it on your own without hiring a contractor. If I had hired a contractor, this thing would have already been done, but didn't really have the money to hire a contractor. I'm doing it the cheap way. So you used to play with a rock band. You don't do that now?
Yeah, no, I'm concentrating more on the paranormal stuff and all, expos and investigations and everything. So when I was in the band was when I was first starting to do expos. And so I would have like all these weekends that we couldn't do shows. I'm like, these are all the weekends that I got expos, guys. And it was kind of like, well, it's at the point where I had to choose. And I was like, I'm more passionate about the paranormal all day long. I always have been. And then especially after being like public about it and wanting to actually talk about it all the time. So it's definitely more in the line of what I'm more passionate about, I guess. I do miss the music though, every now and then.
You said you could do the heavy metal voice. Could you give us a quick
no.
Hello? No, you're not going to do that.
I gotta be warmed up for that. And that and
real close to my
I'd have to go in the other room. Astral dollars.
So, what's some interesting places you've investigated?
I went to Waverly last June. That was my first time there. That place is awesome, but also terrifying because I have like, the psychic empathic ability stuff. I hate labels, but that place, like the fourth floor, the only other time that I've felt what I felt there was like where I grew up. Like as soon as I walked onto the floor, it was just like pit in my stomach and I just started crying, like bawling my
Oh,
eyes
wow.
out. And it's like, this is not me. There's no reason for me to be sad right now. So like, since I've been trying to understand my abilities more, I was like, okay, you guys back up. I know this is not me. You need to back up, please. And it just would not let up. So I had to walk off the floor for a few minutes. I was like, okay, all right, I feel a little better. And I walked back on the floor and then I started crying again. And so it's like, Jesus, it was like intense. And then you feel like everybody's like their heads poked out and they're staring at you. And then I also saw like shadow figures and stuff there. So it was just a very, very amazing place. So I love that place. I'm trying to think anywhere else I've been. There's a place here called Tinker Swiss Cottage in Rockford, Illinois. I've been there several times now. Mike, who's actually in the chat, he was just there with me. That place is fun because the spirits like to like have fun with you, and they'll poke fun at you and make jokes and stuff. So that place is a lot of fun. I'm trying to think anywhere else recently that I've been. I'm gonna be going to Edinburgh Manor in Iowa in April, and then I'm gonna be going to Ashmore Estates in Illinois in June. So I'm looking forward to those.
Cool.
Those will be fun.
Been to Ashmore.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I'm excited. I haven't been there yet. It's not far, so like a lot of places.
No, not far.
Yeah, well, not far from me. A lot of places are, like in completely different states and everything. It's like, oh man, it's so far. Like out in Massachusetts, holy crap, that whole state is haunted. And I've been to Salem too. That place is very, very active. Lizzie Borden House, and then the Bridgewater Triangle, which is like a section of Massachusetts that has everything like cryptid stuff, UFOs, ghosts, all types of stuff. That place is fun.
Yeah, you saw that one picture when I was wearing the black vest with my hat on.
Mm-hmm.
That was the Roth house.
Okay. Oh, okay. I actually used to go there when it was abandoned. I see that Ed just commented the Watsika Courthouse. Yes, I've been there. But yeah, the Roth house, because it was about an hour from where I grew up. So, and my dentist office was in Watsika, and then somebody I was dating lived in Watsika. So I spent a lot of time there, and I would go to the Roth house. I wish I had those pictures from back then, but now it's all done up and it looks all nice. And my friend Larry was just there with our friend Diette, and they did like a seance, and she channeled, I'm not going to say who, but channeled certain spirits. And what the public knows is not what actually happened. And I've always had that feeling about that place. So I'm excited to know more about that.
Well, I was told that there were some kids involved there, and some child deaths there. And if you want to go outside, sometimes you can contact the child's spirit. So several of us went outside, and I actually got in contact with several child spirits.
Oh, okay.
One of them was kind of running around the circle we were standing in, and one girl got her hair pulled.
Oh, wow.
And
that hasn't happened to me since where I grew up. Thank God.
Well, she got her hair pulled, and I kind of invited one of the children to do it because she was there on a tour. She wanted to hear an experience. I said, go ahead and just tug on her hair just a little bit. Her fiance was standing beside her, and she said, okay, I'm feeling something. And here's this guy about 6 foot starting to back away. He didn't want any part of being next to his fiance, or they're being touched by a spirit. I actually saw that in New Orleans too.
Oh, okay.
The woman standing there taking the experience, and the fiance, or in that case down there though in New Orleans, the husband won't no part of it. Which is kind of amusing. The woman standing tough. She's just standing there taking it, and the man in her life's gone. I saw that happen in Bachelor's Grove, actually twice, where the husband took off because the ghosts were active. Well, what do you expect when you walk up on somebody who's doing a paranormal investigation? And there goes the husband down the path. He's headed back to the car, and the wife's sitting there standing in front of me looking at me. I was like, I guess you better go.
Oh, that's funny.
It's weird, the experiences that you get. So, what other interesting places have you been to?
Well, I haven't really been like publicly investigating for a while. Like when I was younger, I used to like go to graveyards and stuff. Been doing more graveyarding lately. Most of the experiences that I've had have been like from my like past more so than like presently, because back then I didn't understand. And oh, hey Larry.
Hello, Larry. Larry Esler, he's a great guy.
Yeah, that's who I was with at Tinker the like the other weekend. As he says that's funny.
I call Larry the Paul Rudd of the paranormal, because like in Hollywood, everybody loves Paul Rudd. Everybody in the former loves
Larry. I got her beat up. Oh my god. So he loves. So we went to the Veterans Hall in Rockford, and like I said, I have dowsing rods that I got at Waverly, and so I like using them, and I according to everybody I know, I get some of the best answers. And we were at Veterans, and one of the rods just like kind of went out and tapped me on the shoulder, and then Larry's like, "Ooh, this is gonna be fun." So he's like, "Can you guys take the right rod and hit Jessiy with it?" So boop, hit me. And then he's like, "What about the left one?" The left one went around and hit me. And he's like, "What about both of them?" And both of them went around and hit me. And then we were at Tinker's Swiss Cottage the other weekend. I've been there at least like 10 times now, so the spirits know me. And Robert, he does like to play pranks on people. So Larry's like, "Hey Robert, could you take the right dowsing rod and hit Jessiy with it?" And it started like going, and it wouldn't fully hit me. And I got the feeling it's because like I didn't say it was okay. So I was like, "It's okay, I'm fine with it." So then it goes bing boop and hit me in the shoulder. So I had to tell them it was okay, which I thought was kind of nice. It was so funny. That's like back like both all my history when it comes to paranormal stuff has always been very negative throughout my life where I grew up. So the past couple of years having more positive paranormal experiences has definitely been nice. And like that's something that I'm trying to like weave into my book that I'm writing, because I have so many experiences from throughout my life that like everybody's like, "You need to write a book." And I'm like, "Yeah, I probably should." So I'm in the middle of doing that right now. And then I have another friend that wants to do like a documentary on everything that I've been through. So it's like all the stuff I'm doing right now, trying to weave that into what I've already started. Larry. Oh, that's funny. I think this is one of the first shows I've been on where like everybody I know is they're all like interacting. That's a lot of comments.
Well, you got it right now. You've got a pretty all-star cast in the chat room. Everybody kind of knows each other. Most of them have been on the show before, like Blaine will be on the show. So I know most of these guys. They're all great guys. The ladies too. They're great people. So, it's nice seeing the comments pop up there. Thank you for doing that.
No abusing my team. Oh,
Well,
that's too funny.
It's not abuse if you don't leave a mark.
Right. It was just so funny. Like the dowsing rod's just like hovering there, and I'm looking at it, and like my intuition was like, they want to make sure it's okay. Like I heard that in my head. I'm like, hey, it's okay. I'm all right with it. And boom, hit me. So that was definitely entertaining. And then that's like one thing that if Larry and I are together, he makes sure that he tries to do now, because everybody in the room finds it hilarious. So like I want people to have positive experiences with paranormal, unlike what I've had most of my life. And that's like one of the reasons why I came out of the paranormal closet, was so people know that like it's okay and they're not alone, and a lot of other people do experience this type of stuff, and it's not woo woo or whatever, that it does happen, and that there are spirits that are fun and playful and everything. It's not just all negative. Like
that's why a lot of people are afraid of New Orleans. That is negative.
Mhm.
If you go down there and try to mess with them, call them out, call them names, taunt them or something like that, they won't mess with you.
Mhm.
But most of the time, it's nice. It's a friendly thing, and that's why Chris and Jen take people on tours almost on a nightly basis to these locations. And that's going to be real fun when Letriana gets down there in that location, because she's never been there, and starts interacting with these spirits.
That's cool.
Larry, there is another location. I don't know if they're going to take anybody on there on the Paracon or not, where the spirits will play cards. They'll deal a deck of cards out, and they'll set a spirit box up. Ed, maybe you can talk them into taking where the spirits actually will play cards with you, and they will. Yeah. So when you're playing cards with a ghost, is he seeing your cards time they're being dealt out to you? So you got to wonder what you're getting into playing cards with a spirit, and that's what they've got down there, and it's an amazing thing to see, and it's a lot of fun, and like we were just talking about, it's fun when the spirits want to have fun too. You found that pretty much in places you have been, hadn't you?
Yeah, a couple places, yeah. Like I think, yeah, Larry was saying he played blackjack at Waverly. But yeah, like I was saying, it's interesting how things are nowadays than from like when I was younger, and all the terrifying experiences that I had. And that's why like I closed off and I didn't talk about it. I'm reading all the comments. Yeah, Larry does play blackjack. It's always really, really funny. He'll put like a spirit box and ask them like, oh, hit or stay and everything. So yeah, he's lost money to the spirits, but he puts it in the donations. So
Hey, that's a good way for a spirit to raise some money for the location.
yep, pretty much.
Don't give me the cash. You put it in the box up front. Now, Chris, you're talking about the dead man's hand out in Deadwood.
Not familiar with that.
Oh, well, I was in a Westerners group, so West is a hobby of mine.
Okay.
Bill Hickok was killed. Guy shot him in the back of the head. They had a little grudge against him, and he was holding what they call the dead man's hand.
Okay.
So that's what that's all about. That's Western history.
Okay.
Which is interesting. And if you decide to go a little ghost hunting out west, I would advise looking into that.
Yeah, no, that's another bucket list places going out west. I mean, I've been east, but yeah, I want to go south to obviously certain areas, and then there's a lot of areas out west, like Sedona and Mount Shasta are 2 places I want to go, but for more spiritual than like haunted stuff. And then Tombstone would be awesome. And then was it Virginia City? Obviously, that's another one a lot of people know of, and that would be really cool to go there too.
Or one closer to you, of course, be Dodge City, Kansas.
I don't think I know of that place.
Well,
You
that's
said
where Wired
God
Up
City, like
kind of got his
GOD?
start. Didn't you say you've been to here in Arkansas up to
I went to
Crescent Hotel?
the UFO conference, yeah, in Eureka Springs, and I know we actually drove past the Crescent Hotel, and I've just like recently learned about that place.
It's also another hotel there that's haunted.
Mhm.
And if you remember, you don't know much Western history. Wyatt
See you,
Earp,
Larry.
all right, Larry, take it easy, Larry. We'll see you around. He lost his first wife
Oh,
and went on a drunken rage about it. And he stole a horse and was put in jail in Eureka Springs.
oh, okay.
So that was his first kind of claim to fame. And that's why he could never come back to Arkansas, because I think even to this day, there's still a warrant out for his arrest.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, that's, of course, that was just his first scrape with the law. After, of course, the big shootout, he chased a lot of people down and killed them.
Oh, okay.
So that's a whole lot of history to read.
I'm sure.
So if you ever go out there, read up on your history. It's fun read. You ever been to the John Dillinger alleyway?
Nope. I know there's a lot of stuff that goes on in Chicago, but like I have such a like love-hate relationship with Chicago.
You know the Goat Man, Michael?
Yeah, I know about that too. Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Wyatt Slurp. sounds like a drink they should have a 7-Eleven out there. Call it the Wyatt Slurp. Michael is hilarious. If you spent any time with him, you know.
No, yeah, I know Mike. Yeah, I've seen him at a few different expos and stuff.
Very funny guy, very personable, down to earth. He had a little bit of an injury, and I think he's coming back 100% with it. With his attitude, he's going to make it all the way back and be just like he was before. I've got faith in Michael.
Yeah, no, he's nice. The I think I've seen him like twice in person at different expos. I think Broadhead was one of them.
I just seen John Dillinger's death photo. There was a nice bar there across the street, and it actually burned. Of course, you got the original Red Lion just down from the alleyway. I've actually been inside the theater.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I've never been to that area. I just know about it. And then same with like the St. Valentine's Day Massacre stuff. I know about it. And then there was something else. I can't remember the other place that I was like thinking about going. I went to the Billy Goat actually this past year. We went to Graceland Cemetery, and I've also been to Rose Hill Cemetery around the area, because like I said, we kind of with Chicago. I'd rather go other places.
You know, I guess you never made it out to Oak Woods on South End.
No, probably not.
You know where the University of Chicago is?
I think I've driven past it, but yeah, I don't think I've been over there. But I think I've heard of the Oak Woods. Like most of the paranormal stuff that I know of, I guess you could say, or that I've experienced, was like down where like I grew up and everything. And then there's oh god, what is it? It's like Park Forest or I can't think of the name of the cemetery, like where Al Capone's buried, and I know there's a lot of cemeteries down that way that I ironically drove past several times, lots of times growing up, but never went in there.
Well, Oakwood has a mass grave in it.
Okay.
Between 4,000 and 6,000 bodies buried shoulder to shoulder in three circles.
Mm-hmm.
It's all the soldiers, the Confederate soldiers who died in Camp Douglas, a Civil War prison camp.
Oh, okay.
You've actually got Stephen Douglas Park, and the Camp Douglas was there on Stephen Douglas's property. He donated to the Union for a training camp for people coming out of Chicago, being drafted into the Army. And they needed a prison camp, so they started sending prisoners to the training camp. And they weren't prepared for them, and it got bad, and let's just say it got ugly.
Okay, interesting.
So that's Fort Dearborn's the location. The Grass House is another weird place. It's not the man who built it that haunts the Grass House. It's the architect who built it that haunts the place, and the owner's wife. She will appear in different rooms at different ages.
Interesting. Okay.
She'll basically follow you on a tour, and you don't know what age she's going to appear. Some of it's in her later years, and some of them she will appear as a child. She'll appear at the top of the stairwell when my wife and I were there, and she actually took my wife's hand and led her downstairs.
Oh, okay. Wow. Oh, Mike. Yeah, Mount Carmel Cemetery. That's on my bucket list. I'm gonna go there hopefully sometime this year.
That's where Al Capone is.
Mm-hmm.
You can also go over to his old house. I don't think there's much there, and you can't go in. Somebody lives there. It's actually within walking distance of the Grass House.
Oh, okay.
So that's a interesting district to walk through. So if you go over there, park your car, and you can walk around.
Mm-hmm.
But you can actually, during the summertime, not so much during the winter, you can go over to the Stephen Douglas Park, and he's buried there. And they've got Stephen Douglas Park open. You can not only walk into his tomb, you can actually put your hand on his sarcophagus.
Oh, okay.
And that's a haunting experience when you actually walk into a tomb. It's all concrete, so you can't hurt it. And they don't let you in there with a hammer and chisel, because there is somebody there overlooking the park. The park's beautifully decorated. It's a nice walk through. Something you want to think about this summer. If you like going to a cemetery, it's just one person buried there, but you can walk right up to the sarcophagus.
Mm-hmm.
You remember your history where Stephen Douglas debated Abraham Lincoln, right?
I don't know much about history stuff. I just recently started getting into it. I've always hated it until doing the paranormal stuff. So
paranormal will get you into the history.
Mm-hmm.
At 11, there was also somebody who was in Hot Springs recently that posed by the Al Capone fiberglass statue. It's in a restaurant. They actually had it sitting back outside on the bench. They don't leave it there at night anymore. They got to carry it inside because people were stealing it. They were stealing Al Capone. And the several people who stole it brought it back because they said Al Capone was appearing in their houses. They got tired of it. Well, that's what you get. You steal Al Capone. He doesn't like that. He likes stealing, but only when he does it.
There was a bar down by where I grew up that was known to be like one of the hideouts for Al Capone because it was really south. Oh God, I can't remember the name of it though. I think it was in like Piatone, around that area. but that was a place that people would go to, like oh, spooky, scary bar, so you go on like dares and everything.
That's on my bucket list. What Marla's talking about, they're within. Gail, how far away is that a holding camp for the Japanese from here? Hour or less?
I could probably make it in an hour.
Okay, an hour or a little bit less. The wife says, and she's a conservative driver, she can make it down there in an hour. It's actually where yeah, about the okay, around that courthouse there. It's where George Takei was actually held. Oh, you're not into Star Trek, are you?
No, not too much.
I see the puzzlement on your face. You remember the original series for 3 years of Star Trek?
I've never seen Star Trek. No.
George Takei.
I'm a Star Wars person, not a Star Trek person.
He was a navigator in the original crew. But he's of Japanese descent. And his family was held down here in Arkansas.
Okay.
During World War II. George Takei and William Shatner both are in their 90s now, and they're both still alive. And they argue with each other. That's on my bucket list, is to go down there.
Well, I just recently found out that there's a few like POW camps actually in Illinois. One of my friends was telling me about that, so I want to go to those areas because I think you can actually go to a couple of them. Like they're just open, like there's no plaques or anything like that. I think there is one. I'll have to research it again, but I didn't even know that there were like POWs like places in Illinois.
Mm-hmm. Well, that's what Camp Douglas was. Of course, it was for the Civil War, not World War II.
Mm-hmm.
And there's not much plaque there. You just got to know where it is. But the headquarters is right there in a public park. You can go there all day. Now you don't have to leave
so
the
that's
park
probably
about
one
9
of the
o'clock at
places.
night.
One of the places I've heard of. I'm actually up by everybody's talked about like Cuba Road. And Babyface, I think it was Babyface Nelson that got shot up this way, like by Barrington. So that's like kind of the area that I live in. I'm just like learning about a lot of the haunted stuff up this way. There's a cemetery that I've driven past and kind of got uncomfortable feelings from, and then I've come to find out, oh, it's haunted. Interesting. So I know there's a bunch of areas up this way that are like supposed to be like haunted from like the Babyface Nelson, and then there were hideouts out up this way too. Didn't know that until recently. And then I saw the Irish Legend. Haven't been there yet, but that's on my places to go this year.
Did you see the Irish Legend in my intro?
I saw the picture of it, so that's why I was like, oh, okay. You know what that is, so I'm gonna go there one of these days.
I'm one of the few people who not only have investigated the main floor, but I've been in the attic, and I've also been in the basement.
Okay. Yeah, I don't know much about it. I just know that it's like pretty active in one of the places that, is gang related and all that stuff.
Yes, it is pretty active. I actually got an attachment for about almost a year. They've got 2 bedrooms linked together, and it's used as a bathroom and for towel storage now.
Mm-hmm.
People live there as a reason you don't get up there very often. I just happened to catch it one time when it was between people living there.
Oh,
and
okay.
I got up there, and that's where the actual prostitutes had their rooms.
Oh, okay.
And they had a table set up between a bathroom and one of the bedrooms, and a prostitute died during a botched abortion.
Oh, wow. Well, you also hear that's like one of those famous stories. Like you hear about that like everywhere.
Yep, and she flew into me, and I was stuck with a 1920s prostitute for a while.
Oh,
that would wake me up wanting sex at about 3 or 4 o'clock in the morning, 3 or 4 days a week, 3 or 4 nights a week.
Wow. Good Lord. That's why I'm really happy I know how to not have attachments.
I learned very quickly after that. I finally got rid of her, and I said, okay, that's enough of that. I've had the experience. Let's end this right now. So I take measures. Yeah, Michael, I was a lucky guy, I guess. I don't know. She was pro, but she hadn't had any in a century. So. She was excitable. But I got it there at the Irish Legend. In the stairs going to the basement, there was a story of a lover's triangle, of course. How many lover's triangles there is in the paranormal? And one of them grabbed the other guys by the ankle, was going to just play a trick on him.
Mm-hmm.
But when you're going downstairs, of course, you pass that level where your head is going past the floor as you're going down the stairs. And when he tripped him, his head went flying into the floor joist around the stairwell, around the hatch, and it killed him.
Oh, wow.
There was also, when they were doing the dance hall across the street, that Frank Capone, which ran the place, Bottles Capone, and Al went across the street to get them to lay some concrete in the basement that was all dirt. And the contractor always swore there was 2 or 3 areas that were freshly dug in the dirt that looked like it could be graves.
Oh, wow.
And he covered that over.
Mm-hmm.
So yes, if you get a chance, if you can talk to the bartender nice, if it's a slow night, try to get down to the basement. It is quite haunted if you go there. So it's a very interesting place to go. And by the way, they do serve very good food.
I've heard that. So like, well, I don't drink, so that's what I would go for. Is that there's good food.
Take your fiance. If he wants to get a drink or two, that's on him. But they do serve good food.
Noted. Yeah, I've heard the food's good.
And they usually sometimes have bands in there. So if you like that kind of entertainment, they've got that for you.
Noted.
Well, I actually spent a Valentine's Day there. Which was
I don't celebrate Valentine's Day, so
well,
tomorrow's Friday the 13th, I'll celebrate that.
Celebrate what now?
Tomorrow's Friday the 13th, I'll celebrate that.
Yes. Tomorrow is Friday the 13th. So a lot of people will be celebrating that. I'll be working in my new room back here. So that's the celebration. About all the celebration I'll have is maybe have a beer. That's about it.
Probably watch some movies or something, or work on my book because I need to start doing that more.
What kind of book are you writing? Without giving details.
My life, my paranormal life.
People have said I need to do that, and I just can't discipline myself to sit at a computer and do it.
Oh, I've had to sit at a computer, like applying for jobs all freaking day. So I'm getting used to it, I guess. Before I would only use this thing for podcasts, and now I'm on it a lot.
That's the way you look for jobs now. You don't pack your lunch into a sack and you're gone walking or driving around town all day.
Yeah, it's just like so much spam. It's ridiculous.
So good luck in your job search.
Thanks.
That's one of the good sides of being my age.
Right.
Because everyone knows they farewell my love. My wife and I went out that one time, and we really haven't celebrated except, we're here together. We've been married. This past November was 24 years.
Mm-hmm. Well, that's good.
So I wish, like I said, I wish you and whoever you decide to get married to an equal amount of luck. I found the right person. I married the brain.
Yeah, I'm the brain.
Well, I'm not going to comment on that one. Well, he is good. So I guess y'all can discuss, who's the best looking one in the couple. Don't tell him I said that.
You're fine.
If you could go anywhere to investigate, no money, you don't have to ask permission, no trouble at all. You say, I want to go there, and they say, okay, you go. Where would you go?
Somewhere with a lot more like probably history. I would love to do like Ireland or Scotland. All the castles and stuff out that way would be awesome because there's so much more history out that way. And it's like there's so much out that way though too, because I couldn't just choose one place. Like everybody talks about Lep Castle, and like I do want to go there, but I'm learning that there's so much more stuff that is, I guess you could say, more low key. So yeah, Ireland or Scotland, both of those places would be awesome to go check out.
That would be fun. I can see that. But one other thing I wanted you to go into and explain to me, because I don't know much about it, is Reiki.
Reiki?
Yes.
So it's pretty much like a energy healing, energy work healing. So ever since I was young, I've always, for some reason, been able to kind of heal people. Like they would have like a stomach ache or a headache, and then they would I would put my hands on them, or they would lay in my lap, and they would just be near me, and then they would feel better. And then in 2019, my mom's always loved crystals and crystal shops, so that was like one of our things that we did. So she found one day, and we met up there because I live an hour and a half from her, but I try to see her at least once a month. So we were at the halfway point, and she's like, "Oh, I just happened upon this crystal shop." So we went there, and I was asking for stuff for like anxiety because I was having a lot of panic attacks and I couldn't sleep. And the crystal owner was like, "Oh, have you heard of Reiki?" I was like, "No." And so I went to a Reiki share and was like flabbergasted. And then I got attuned to it, and I learned how to do it. So I've got my master's level. So that's what I do at the expos is I do Reiki and sound healing, which is funny because few people that booked me when I first started doing expos were like, "Wait, you're okay doing this at a paranormal expo?" I was like, "Yeah, why wouldn't I be?" I guess there's been a lot of people in the metaphysical community that didn't want to be around the energy or something of paranormal expos. I was like, "That's stupid." So a lot of people call me the paranormal Reiki master because like I love the paranormal, and I do the Reiki energy healing, and a lot of people that I've had people that will follow me at expos to see that I'm there, and they'll come just to get a Reiki session from me because they enjoy it so much. So I guess you could say I channel universal energy through me and help facilitate the person to, like, if they've got backache or like headaches, or there was this one lady and it's all intuitive based too, so that's also working with my intuition and my abilities. I put my hand like on one of her knees, her shoulder, and then one of her hips, and she actually asked me if I'm able to sense prosthetic like joints. I was like, no, why? And I guess everywhere that I went, she had replaced. So she had that knee replaced, she had that hip replaced, and she had that shoulder like rotator cuff replaced. And she said that she was like, it relaxed her and she felt a lot better. So yeah, it's pretty much energy healing, I guess. And then I also incorporate sound bowls as well. So I mean, we're all frequency, and we're all water, and there's been studies done where certain frequencies are put into like water droplets, and then they shape these beautiful patterns because it like resonates with the water. And if you think about, we're mainly water, and then that sound is going through us, or the a vibration, then it helps like like relaxation, and it helps the body heal in a way as well.
Okay, what do you do with a sound bowl? Do you rub your fingers around it, or some kind
No,
of?
I have like a mallet. So there's different. Oh my God, there's a lot of different types. So I have crystal ones that are really big, and then there's ones I can fit in my hand, and they're metal. And I use a mallet and I go around it, and that reverberates the sound and keeps the sound going. So I use that and I put it like around the person's head, and then down their chakras, because you have chakras all down your body. So that also, a lot of people enjoy it because it helps them relax, and they'll like be anxious or be nauseous or have a headache, and they're able to feel better afterwards.
Can you explain what a chakra is? Did I pronounce that right?
Chakras are known mainly, they're from the, I think India is kind of where they're mainly known from. So they're energy centers. So like there's like your third eye is one, and then there's one up here at your crown chakra that's like your connectedness to the universe or to source or God or whatever you want to say. And then there's like your throat chakra, which is like speaking your truth. Heart chakra, which is self-love and love. Your solar plexus chakra, which I think is like your creativity. That's like kind of by your belly button. And then like another one that a lot of people have issues with, I have issues with, is your root chakra, which is kind of like by your tailbone, and that's your sense of security and feeling safe. So when I put, each bowl has a different tone or a different note, and each note is for each chakra. So like C, the note C is for like your root chakra. So I use that for each chakra as well.
That's interesting. How long did it take you to reach this level?
Well, it kind of depends on the teacher, I guess, as well, and then how often you practice, because you can't just go level 1, 2, and 3 in like a week. You need to be able to, I guess you could say, like, practice level 1 and then practice level 2, and then you can get your level 3. So it took me about a year and a half to get to level 3, but in between level 2 and level 3, you need at least a year. So you can understand the energy work and get enough practice with that as well. And then level 2 is for like distance healing. So I could think about somebody or an animal and like send the energy that way, and it's called like long distance healing or long distance Reiki.
I see. So you use stones or just herbs and bowls and sound?
I use crystals sometimes. It just kind of depends on what I feel the person needs. The only herb I use is black salt, and that's when I leave haunted places. I rub my feet in it because there no nothing else, nothing will come home with me.
I understand that. So I gather that works for you, the black salt.
Mm-hmm. And then black tourmaline's another one that I carry with me too.
I used to carry a quartz with me. I did not have it the night that I was in the Irish Legend.
Oh, okay. Well, quartz is more amplifying energy. It's not protection.
True. I usually don't have much. Well, since I have not had any trouble, I usually say a little prayer before, or I leave Baxter's Grove. I say, "No, you do not follow me home."
Yep, that's one
Especially
thing that
you living there. You do not follow
does.
me home.
Yeah. After the end of every investigation that Spire does, we kind of, stand in a circle, and we all are like, "Oh, it was nice communicating with you. You guys have to stay here. You cannot follow us home." So we always make sure we say that.
Yes. And I forgot to say that I got distracted leaving the Irish Legend. That was all my fault. It was all on me. It It's not what I did do, it's what I didn't do.
Right.
I said that was on me. So I gather you've never had any troubles like that.
Well, not since I learned how to do it properly. No, like I had an attachment until 2013 from the house that I grew up in. So, I know what to look for and I know the signs now. Before I had no idea. Now with all the research and all the understanding that I've like the past couple years since I've been talking about this, it all makes sense now when before it didn't. I didn't understand anything and now I do.
It's amazing what experience gives you.
Yeah, because like I got possessed and everything. It was messed up. It
Oh,
was,
you got possessed.
oh
How?
yeah, no, like I was saying, like I've my story, I've had to be on shows probably 4 times just to go through most of it. Um so like where I grew up, you know, it was an Indian burial ground as well as an old schoolhouse. And I have abilities. I didn't know that. So learning everything now, like I was actually I was just on a podcast yesterday. And somebody asked, you know, I got asked like, oh, what did you do to get rid of the attachment? And I didn't do anything technically. I'm realizing now that when our house got foreclosed on, that's when the attachment left because we didn't own the house anymore. And
Aha.
it's been abandoned ever since we left too. So it's very
Nobody else there live there?
somebody owns the property, and that's a very, very interesting story as well.
But I gather you don't care to get into that.
Oh, I can. I just don't know how long you want how long your show is.
My show is until the producer says it ends or I say it ends. I have been known on other networks to do 4-hour shows.
Okay.
Gwen usually starts yelling at me if I go once I hit about 100 minutes or so.
Sean's gonna pop back in.
Sean just shows his wolf picture. That's it. It starts laughing.
That's too funny.
But yeah, I'll give you another 15 minutes, Len.
Okay. So go ahead with your story. I'm sure everybody now is quite fascinated.
Okay, so oh god. Well, so the property that I grew up on, like I said, it was an Indian burial ground, and what was there loved to torment me. I didn't know there were abilities or gifts. I didn't know that I was a weirdo, you know, like well back then, because of the town, my graduating class was only 24 people, and if I tried to talk about this stuff, everybody thought I was nuts. So I just kept it in, and so what was there? My dad died in the driveway, and I saw his dead body when I was 10. So I grabbed a pendulum board, and I thought when I was 14, and I thought I was talking to my dad. I was not. And then that's when things got really like messed up and violent inside the house. So I've had it confirmed by Chris Fleming that I did have attachments, and it didn't matter where I moved to, stuff would happen there. And like back then, I thought I was just, you know, going to haunted houses. Nope. I had the attachment. I was haunted. I know that now. Back then I didn't. And in 2013, the house got foreclosed on, and then we had to move. And 2013 is when like I'll see my Facebook posts about like, oh, I'm so happy, I'm loving life, and I'm very, you know, positive, all this positive stuff when I used to cut myself and tried to kill myself and like all crazy crap like that. So I was like, okay, what I don't understand. Like, what is the difference? What happened? And then now it's like, oh, the house got foreclosed on and I didn't have the attachment anymore. That's what happened. And so not last year, the year before that, I was talking to somebody and he was going to be doing a short series about like paranormal experiences. And we were on the phone for like almost 2 hours. And he was like, I could do a whole documentary just on you. Do you have access to the property? And I was like, well, I mean, I haven't really tried to go back to it because of all the trauma. And so he asked me if I could possibly find out who owned it. And it was a couple days before Christmas. I got the bug up my ass to see who owned the property. So I went on like these county clerk sites and typed in the address and found out who the owner was. And then the name looked really familiar. So I went on Facebook, and sure enough, I was friends with this person on Facebook. And I was like, oh, okay, this is interesting. And it turns out he was 2 years ahead of me in school. And I was like, okay, well, I know who owns the property. That's interesting. And we're friends on Facebook. We've never interacted on Facebook, like ever, like no likes, no comments, no nothing. Odd. Well,
how'd you become friends?
That's how I was going to get to. So Christmas came and I made my, happy Christmas, everybody, safe travels. And he commented, Merry Christmas, Jessiy. I hope you have a great day. And I'm like, okay, what the hell? I haven't talked to this person at all. I find out he owns my house, and then he makes a comment. Interesting. And then January comes, and I'm like, all right, I need to just, grow a pair and message this guy about the house. So I was like, well, how do I go about this? Like, obviously I want access to the property to do like some investigating and stuff. How do I go about this? So I was like, all right, you know what? I'm going to do it this way. So I was like, hey, my name's Jessiy. I grew up in that house. My dad passed away in the driveway. So I wanted to know if maybe possibly I can stop by there randomly, if that's okay. And he is the one that said, oh, I actually added you a little bit over a year ago because I see that you're really spiritual and you're into spiritual stuff. I am too. And I'm like, okay, this might be easier than I thought. And so I said that I had a lot of experiences at the house, like paranormal wise. And I never got the chance to close that door. And I would like the chance to go there and possibly investigate and stuff. And then he goes, oh, yeah, I get growled at by the woods all the time. And I was like, what the hell? So he gets growled at, which that happened to me all the time. And the house actually isn't even like, so they destroyed the original one and he started to rebuild it. And it's like 2 stories now when it was a 1 story. There's no siding on it. There's no walls on the inside. And so what was it? 13 years now? Yeah. So 13 years they've owned the property and they haven't been able to finish building for some reason. He said that they keep having issues with like siting and permits and all types of stuff. They've never been able to finish the property. Well, it is an Indian burial ground. My mom added to the property. So she planted stuff. We planted fruit trees. We had these really nice privacy bushes in each yard. We also had like kind of a pet cemetery from our animals that passed because it was 2 acres. And so it was like the house, 2 yards, and then behind it was 2 acres of woods. The person that has the property now, there was a very, very, very old oak tree in the front. He cut that down. He took out all the privacy bushes. He destroyed a good half of acre of woods and then also disturbed the pet cemetery that we had. And just, yeah, so he took out a lot of the land. And so my theory is because of that, what's there is not allowing him to build.
Exactly. Exactly.
So that's my theory. So I've been there.
I happen to agree with that.
I've been there twice. In the past couple of years, my mom and I have just pulled in and looked around and everything. And he gave me the permission to go there and everything too. I just haven't investigated there yet because I have to get over the fear because I still have fear when it comes to that property. So I want to make sure that I don't have fear anymore before going there. because I don't know what's gonna happen. Because one of the last times that I drove past the property, not one of the last times. So it was when Steve and I first started dating. I drove him past the house. I'm like, oh, this is where I grew up. And I looked out the window and then I saw one of those 10-foot tall black shadow beings with red eyes staring at me. And I slammed on the gas and we just fucking went. And so whatever that is still there. And it definitely enjoyed freaking me out. So yeah, I don't know. We'll see what happens, but I do kind of want to go back there. And then the other part of me is like, just leave it alone. I've had a few people say it sounds like the Conjuring house.
Well, if you go there, go with somebody you trust.
Oh yeah, like Ed just said, let's go. So yeah, I would probably have my team with me, and a few other friends that I trust, and to get aid. I really want to know the type of evidence we get, because we had poltergeist activity. We had like people that didn't believe in the paranormal believed after being at my house. So like it was very active and terrifying. So yeah, it would definitely be I do want to gather evidence, and I do want to know what is there and why it did what it did to me throughout my life, to kind of close that chapter. So we'll see what happens, but like I didn't even get a chance to get into anything that happened there, really. Thank you, Jamie.
Well, I agree with Jamie Lynn there. You do have a very beautiful smile.
Thank you.
Great
we'll see what
personality there.
happens.
You could almost write a book on this house alone.
Oh, that's what I'm saying. I'm writing my book. Yeah. Because it, like I said, it all started when I was 5 years old, and I do paranormal stuff to this day. But like everything that happened there, my friend that was just going to do a 15-minute segment heard me talking for over 2 hours and was like, yeah, you need a whole documentary about you.
Mm-hmm.
So we'll see what happens.
Well, that'd be a good reason for going back to the house, especially with Ed or your other team.
Yeah, I would definitely go with that.
To get a final to your book, a final chapter or two.
Exactly. That's another reason why I was thinking of going back there to close that chapter of my life.
Well, everybody needs closure in almost everything.
Mm-hmm.
And that would be a way to close that location out and
Pretty
give
much.
you some closure.
Yep. And like what's really messed up too is that area has like cult-like activity as well. And like with stuff that like this one house that was down the road from ours, which also it was abandoned the entire time I lived there.
Wow.
It's still abandoned. The owner had a son that was disabled, and he killed his wife, his son, and killed himself. And that place is haunted. Like there's a light in the attic that randomly goes on, but there's no electricity to that house. So like,
there's no electricity to the house at all, and the light goes on and off.
Yep.
That's not right.
Yeah, the whole area down that way is very active, and yes, probably because of the burial ground and everything, but also I know there's really messed up stuff. Like there's a cemetery there that it like you were talking about desecration. There were tombstones that were stacked in the pile of a pentagram and stacked into an altar with candle wax on them. You could tell that graves were dug up as well in that area. Me and a bunch of friends went there one night, and everybody almost died within 2 weeks. So like that's if you want to have me back on, I can talk about that. So like I've got loads and loads and loads of stories.
Well, I'm enjoying listening to you. I've enjoyed kind of talking to you. I was kind of going back and forth with you because you don't know jack about me. I'm weird.
Well, everybody that I like and have been friends with technically are. I mean, I was the weirdo growing up, so
yeah,
I'm okay with it.
I was a weirdo growing up. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Well, we got a little time. If you want to, you got a short story you'd like to share?
Yeah, I mean, I can go into something really quick. So, one of the things, like, I guess you could say with that property was the 8 to 10 foot tall black figures. So we had a propane tank, like for heat, like, and everything, because it was in the middle of nowhere.
You talking a
Um,
big tank or a small tank?
I was decent size, like 10 feet long at least.
Oh, okay. A bigger tank then. Okay,
Yeah.
gotcha.
So like when I would have friends over, we would always go outside and, like, smoke cigarettes and all that, because that was the cool thing to do back then. And we'd be in the driveway talking, and we would hear rocks hit the propane tank. And I had one of my friends who was like in the army, if I can't shoot it and kill it, it doesn't exist type of person. And we're smoking cigarettes and we hear rocks being thrown, and we're like, what the hell? And like I said, there was 2 acres of woods behind the house. There were no roads, no way to get to the property. So he would go out there with like a machete and like a flashlight, like, who's out there? What are you doing? Freaking out. And he's like, there's nobody out here. I don't understand. And then he would get hit with a rock. And then they would whatever was throwing the rocks would throw them on the driveway. There were people that like I said, don't believe in this type of stuff. They'd come over and they'd be like, I don't know what's going on here. I don't like it. And then my first fiance, when I was 18, he was one of the first people to experience stuff with me. Like, we would hear conversations next to us. TV in the attic would go on and off, but it wasn't plugged in. Like, stuff like that would happen all the time. Stuff would get thrown. We were coming home one day from watching my stepdad's house, because my mom and my stepdad were in Wisconsin for a fishing trip, and activity was going on there. And nowadays I know it was connected to me, so that's what happened. So, like, the toilet kept flushing, doors were closing, a book flew off the shelf, and we were like, F this, we're out. So we leave and we start going back to my mom's house, which was, maybe a mile down the road. And Bobby slows the car down, and I'm like, what are you doing? And he's like, I think I just saw something up there. So there was like our yard, and then a driveway, and then there was our yard, and then woods, and then a field. So that was like the lineup. So he starts creeping forward, and we both were like by the wooded area. We both look out my window, passenger window, and there was this 10-foot tall black figure that was stooped over, and it like turned its head and looked at us, and its eyes were like a whitish blue color. And we both saw it, and we were like, F this. And he slammed on the gas, and we literally like drove around for 2 hours because we didn't want to go back to the house. So when we did finally go back, we pulled in the driveway and just like ran inside. So stuff like that happened all the time. But that was like one of my clearest memories is from back then. Oh, okay. It's time.
Michael Aslip has said define normal.
Right.
There's a quick definition of define normal. Not us. I very rarely have normal on this show.
Very true.
I'm the normal one.
But Jessiy, it is a pleasure getting to know you.
Yeah.
Along with Tom's dog, Champion. Do you hear him? Actually, that's of course, wolves don't really bark. They kind of howl or make other noises. But he's he turned his mic off. We can't hear the dog. Oh, there he goes.
He's letting you know.
Yes, he always sticks a dog on me when I start going overtime.
Thanks, Mike. Love you too.
Michael's a cool guy. We've had a great night in the chat room, and everybody showed up, from Michael to Ed to Jamie to
Larry popped in.
Yeah, the goat man. We've had quite a lineup in the chat tonight. I appreciate all of y'all listening to the show and commenting in the chat room. Thanks a lot. And to the person, who was that? Christy. Yes, I'm a native Georgian. And if you know Georgians, we are bred in Georgia to take over the world. Well, we all talk a lot. We're all very long-winded. And we're usually in some kind of politics. My father was a politician. I was in the JCs running for office. So, yeah, we are determined to take over the world and talk the rest of the world into letting us. So that's just part of me being a native Georgian. Of course, some people say I'm Italian. I don't usually have it up in the cameras, but sometimes I sit there and talk with my hands. I have hit the mic before. I was once giving a speech and to the JCs, and sitting next to him was the president of the local JC chapter, and hit him right upside the head. The rest of the group applauded. They didn't laugh; they applauded because everybody wanted to do it.
All right, Len.
But Jessiy, I'd love to have you back on sometime.
Yeah,
if you
for
go
sure.
back there, if you go back to that place, to your old house, and get some finality there.
Right. Yeah.
We don't want to go into any great details of what you got because that's spoiling your book.
Right.
So at least you can say, I'll give you this and that kind of happened. Details to come in my book, and we'll hawk your upcoming book for you.
Okay.
So don't be a stranger. If you want to drop by, listen to the show, say something in the chat room. Love to hear from you. Like I said, you've got a great personality, and you've got a lot of great friends.
Thank
and
you. Yes, I do.
It's been a pleasure getting to know you.
Awesome. Yeah, you too. It's been fun. Thank you.
Show's been a lot of fun. We'll go ahead and end the show. We're going after show. If you want to come back, just hang around. Just don't leave, and we can talk for a few minutes there.
Okay.
All right. I'm going to set her backstage there, Len.
Later.
Yeah, set us backstage, and don't forget the paranormal never sleeps. And go ahead and play the thanks for watching.
You had a great show tonight, Len.
Oh, thanks.
Okay, here we go.
Is the purple one.